Have you ever noticed the majority of professional sports people, when they win something or do something extraordinary, who do they thank? Do they ever thank themselves? Now, I know there's a video going around the internet at the moment with Snoop Dogg where he's, I don't know, like, where he is or why he's making a speech and what it's about, but basically you've probably seen it where he goes, I just want to thank myself. And he goes into the speech about thanking himself and why he's thanking himself, etc., etc. And yeah, we should always do that, always give ourselves praise and acknowledge ourselves for what we're doing and what we've been through and everything else. But have you noticed the winners, the people at the top that, like I said, do those extraordinary things? Who do they thank? They thank their support. They thank, now this isn't a sales pitch for coaching, just stay with me for a second. If your mind's already thinking, it's not that at all. If you want coaching, you can reach out, matt@coachmattsmith.com, send me an email, we can talk about it. This isn't about that today. They thank their support. They thank their family. They thank their team. They thank their coaches. They thank the manager. They thank the support. What else do they thank? Now, this is my edge. You're about to witness right now. This is my edge. Right now, you're witnessing this. I wanted to do this today. I didn't want to do this today, but I did want to do this today, but I didn't want to do this today. Because my fear, my old story is saying, don't go there today. Don't go there. But that's only my old story trying to keep me at the level. I'm ready to expand and evolve into the next level of my living. So I can feel my edge, I can feel my fear, but I'm going to do it anyway. So you're just witnessing now somebody feeling their fear, feeling their edge, and you can see me procrastinating rather than just saying it. All this stuff is just procrastination. So you can witness this firsthand. I still get moments like that. I still get this fear, procrastination, bumping up against the edge. But I know what to do to be able to push through it. Watch. Who else do they thank? What else do they thank? They thank God. Now, some people have already switched off. Some people are thinking of switching off. And I would just encourage you to hold on for a second. Because if you're thinking of switching off because, oh, he's going all gaudy, getting all religious and gaudy, I'd just like you to hold on for a second. If that's not you, then that's cool. But let me just get this bit out of the way for those people that are thinking of switching off because of the whole God concept, the whole God thing. I used to be like that. I used to be the one who was like, nah, it's not God, it's me that's doing it. God, nah, the guy that punishes you if you do stuff bad. No, I'm not about that life. It's me that's doing everything. I'm in control. I'm the one. And then I learned to let go, and I learned to let God into my life. Not that God, not the religious God. God as in the energy that wants to flow through us all the time. God, the energy that's in nature, that's in trees, that's in the universe, that's in the sun, that's in the air, that's in everything. The life force that wants to come through us. That is in God. God is in light. God is in love. God is in bliss. God is in infinite potentiality. God is in spirit. Most professional sports people, when they're in the zone, they will say to you, it's not them that's doing it. It's this higher power that's almost taking over, that's taking them to the next level. That's why we're attracted to it so much. Like Usain Bolt, we're like, oh my God, how can a man can't do that. A man can't do that. You go, yeah, but man, he did. The man did it. Like, yeah, he's trained. I don't want to take anything away from him. He has trained probably harder than any man did train. But I guarantee you, he's also said that this thing works through him. Like Tiger Woods. He was asked in an interview, like, what goes through your mind when you're hitting that shot and it goes in the hole? He's like, it's almost like I black out and something else takes over. That's in the zone. That's flow. That's, again, it's genius. And you've got that inside of you. And again, it took me a while to get my ego out of the way to realize it wasn't me that was doing so. It's not me that's creating this video right now. Before this video, I was like, right, I'm moving out of the way. God, you work through me. God work through me. You take over. These are God's words right now that are coming out. And to me, that sounds stupid because you're like, no, Matt, you're the one that's saying it. It's your body. It's your mouth. It's your vocal cords. It's your memory. It's everything you've watched and learned and everything else. That's you that's doing that. But I'm humble enough to know that it's not. I'm just a vehicle. I am just a vehicle in the awareness for life to move through me. That's how I've created a video every single day for however many days I've done it now. I haven't done that. If I'd have tried to do that, it wouldn't have happened. I tried to do it yesterday. And it took me until about like 11 o'clock at night to do it, but it wasn't me that did it. I was just like, right, I'm done. I'm out of the way. I can't do it. It's just not happening for me. I'm out of the way. Boom. This God worked through me. God, life source, whatever word works, universe, whatever word you want to use, inspiration, spirit, whatever word works for you, use that. But the point of this message, what wants to come through me today is if you're struggling with anything right now, surrender it. Surrender it. If you're struggling with your finances, surrender it to the higher power. Say, hey, I'm obviously no good at this. I can't work this out. Let go. Let go and say, right, God, universe, source, whatever you want to call it, just say, hey, I'm allowing you to take over now. Here's the thing, like, regardless of what your beliefs are, pick ones that serve you. Now, the one that serves me is, if God can create this universe, not the God with the trident and the judging and the thing, but if this life force can create this universe and even just this world with all its beauty and its ease and its flow, take humans out of the equation, just nature and how beautiful it is, if that life force can create that, why wouldn't I, Matt, identity of 34-year-old male, son to these people, brother to this person, father to these people, coach to these people, leader to these people, video creator to these people, if Matt hasn't been able to create God-level living or his desires yet, even though he's master manifester and he brings anything into his life that he wants to, even if it's still not the level that he wants, if he can't do it, he better move out of the way or he's just going to repeat what he's creating. So I go, right, I'm out of the way. Matt would never be able to create what God could create. So I let God work through me. Look at all the great artists and painters and musicians. You can't do that from thinking about it, from human logic, from learning, from studying. You can't do it. Carl Cease talks about this, about Michael Jackson creating Thriller. Like, if Michael Jackson goes, right, how do I write a #1 song or a #1 album? I think it was like one of the longest selling albums in the world ever, the biggest selling or whatever it was at the time. And this is just Carl Cease's stuff, by the way. You can go and Carl Cease this up and look it up. He says, like, if Michael Jackson would have thought, right, how do I write a #1? Then he has to go back to, like, Elvis or Beatles and people like that and go, right, I'm going to write those words. I'm going to use that music and I'm going to put it out there. It wouldn't have got to #1. It wouldn't have got anywhere near it because it's not life working through him in that moment. So MJ has to get out of the way and let Thriller come through him. And that's what happened. And you look at, like I said, the great painter, the Sistine Chapel and stuff. A person can't do that. And you can say, wow, a person did, and he did it with his skills and his blah, blah, blah. No, a person can't. Well, I went to Claude Monet's house, right? Last year, went to Claude Monet's house in France. If you ever get the opportunity and the chance to go, go. It's one of the most beautiful places in the world. His gardens are, oh my God, they still take care of him. They still look after him. It is absolutely beautiful, right? And I didn't know this room existed in his house. So you go, like, you can walk around his house and stuff, and you go in, and like the kitchen's there, and there's like a few things on the side, and it's just bland and plain. It's actually, I think it's like a mustard yellow. It's a weird color. And no judgment, just an observation. Sorry, Claude, if you're watching, listening. And you go through, and there's not really. It doesn't look like Claude Monet's house. It just looks like a house with stuff, because you wouldn't. There's nothing that says this is Claude Monet's house. There's no paintings anywhere, right? I'm walking through, and then all of a sudden, like, I'm walking through a hallway, there's a doorway. I'm like, okay, go through a doorway, and I can see that the steps go down into a room. So I'm kind of head down, and I go through the doorway, and I put my head up, and the steps go there, and this massive room opens up. There might be a picture on my social somewhere. This massive room opens up, and it's his painting room. And it has got, look at the goosebumps coming up. I don't know if you can see them on the camera, if they're picking it up. It's got I wouldn't even, 10 by 5, 50, 100, 150, 200 paintings, like all over the walls of his, stacked up, piled up, like leaning against each other. Like he's just finished work for the day and he's just got, there's just paintings everywhere. And I'm overcome with emotion. I start crying, and it doesn't take a lot for me to cry, but it does, if that makes sense. And I'm speechless thinking about it now. I just got overwhelmed with this emotion. And I felt the presence that would have been there to create all of those paintings. A man on his own can't do that. It can't. This isn't a sales pitch for God, by the way. This is. I genuinely want someone to pick this up that needs this, that is really struggling with its relationships, finances, health. I really want someone to pick this up, what I'm saying. Yes, Claude Monet had done loads of painting all over his life, and he'd learned from the best painters and whatever. But if he'd have used logic to create, he would have never created the water lilies on the pond or the bridge and everything else that he did. It was, like I said, you could feel the presence of this energy, not Claude's presence, the energy that came through him to create art. So here's a couple of things that might be showing up for you, or that you can go away and do after this video. Is the first thing is to look at your judgments on this God term or idea or concept. And look at why you might have blocks. My coach Nick talks about this quite a lot to people, is that, like, look at what your blocks are to God. Where is it that you think that God was responsible for pain in your life, for suffering in your life, for keeping something from you, and you blame God? I remember I was driving down the road. I had like a £300 Fiat Bravo, I can't remember which one it was. I bought it for like 300 quid, right? And I was driving down the road. I just finished work. I was chefing at the time. I just finished work at about like 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. So tired from a really long day of chefing, and I just wanted to get home. I'm driving home. My car breaks down. I remember getting out of the car. I slam the door, and I look up to the heavens. I'm like, "Why me? Why are you doing this to me?" And I was like shouting and swearing and going, "Ah!" blaming God for this situation that I was in. Why me? Ah! And it wasn't until I was totally calm, totally chill, and I got all that energy out of the way, did I then hear the message that I was meant to hear. Did I hear the voice? Did I hear the words? It wasn't until I was, till these words came through, and they came through at the right time, exactly the right time. And it was almost like a bit of sense of humor. Because the message was along the line, it's a long time ago, but the message was along the lines of, when did I tell you to buy the car? When did I tell you to do that job? When did I tell you to drive down that road? Don't go blaming me when you didn't even ask me for help, when you didn't even ask for guidance. Don't blame me when you're the one that did that. And that was the biggest revelation for me. Talk about revelation. That was the biggest revelation for me, that it was all my doing. But I was still playing the victim card, and I was still blaming, whether I was blaming parents or society or teachers or friends or exes or God. I played that victim because I didn't want to take responsibility. Different video for another day, right? With the responsibility thing. Different video for another day. The point I'm making is, when I have said, okay, God, you take over, you do the thing. I do it in almost every single coaching session, every single one-on-one coaching session. I almost like prep myself and go, right, I'm out of the way, me, Matt. I am out of the way. It's over to you. Higher power, source, God, it's over to you now. You work through me and get this person what they really need in this moment right now. And magic happens every single time. I want to tell you that. Every single time when I'm working with a client, and you can, any client that you want to speak to of mine, if they're happily to give you the details, they've done this before in the past, they will speak to you, they will tell you, they will back that up and say every time they have got exactly what they needed. Every time. Here, look, let's take that O out of the way. Which one? Here you go. God vibes. I won't do it that way. God vibes only. Here's another question. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you move out of the way and let God do it? If God created the beauty that is the world, the universe, love, if God created that, why wouldn't you want that in your life? Why wouldn't you move out of the way and go, God? Only ego would stop you from moving out of the way so that this God entity, this God being could move through you, that spirit could move through you, that love and life could move through you to create something great in the world. Your fear is, because this was my fear, I'm not saying it is, but this was my fear. Okay, let's retract that. My fear was I wasn't going to get what I wanted. I would give and give and give and do all this giving on a God level and create and beauty out there, but then little Matt would be left with nothing. Now let me ask you this. Is that true? If you created on a God level, would you really not receive anything back in return? Of course you would. Now, ego's saying that. It said, no, it wouldn't. It would just be giving, and people would take and take and take and take and take, and you'd be giving and people would take. You'd be left with nothing. It'd be self-sacrificing. You'd be left with nothing. So I had to have the conversation. I'll be like, hey, have you created what you wanted yet? Have you, from putting out what you've put out so far, has that brought you back what you actually wanted? And then my ego goes, well, no, but we'll get there. Eventually it'll happen. It's going to happen. You're like, no. It hasn't happened, so it won't happen. It hasn't happened, so it won't happen. That's it. Done. You've had enough chances, Matthew, to create what you want to create. And yes, even though you brought it all in the past, everything that you've wanted, whether it's the travel, the luxurious holidays, the girls, the women, the lovers, whether it's the freedom, whether it's the clients, whether it's the money, the cars, the houses, the opportunities, the body, whatever it is, I've always got it, whatever it is. But whenever I've got what I've wanted, it's only because I've moved out of the way and I've let Source, God, life, spirit, the powers of the universe do the work. I've moved out of the way. And I've let this work through me. Listen, I've got nothing to gain from you. I need nothing from you. I'm not here to sell you the idea of God. I'm not saying, I've got a church, you need to donate to me so I can preach my message more. Don't need it. I don't need it. I'm fully supported by the universe. I'm fully supported by life. I don't need anything from you. So my motives aren't to try and pitch this to get something from. I'm good. I am good. But I really want the person that's suffering and struggling right now, that's trying to do it all by themselves, to pick this up and be okay with bringing support into your life. Whether it's God, not the religious God, but whether it's life, source, spirit, or people, whether it's a coach or a mentor, or even a friend or a lover or a partner, or just whatever it is that you think you need. Let it go. Let someone else come in and take over and play that role and support you. Anyone who's ever achieved anything has had support in their life. Full stop. They've had support on some level, whether it's financial support, health support, body support, whether it's supporting with their time and offloading anything to them, whether it's a virtual assistant. Anyone who's ever achieved anything in their life has had support. Anybody. No one does it alone. That's it for today. There's nothing else that wants to come through me. God, source, universe, life, spirit has had its say. It's over to you now to, again, I just want to encourage you to allow support into your life. Just say, okay, I'm done with my finances. I've tried, but it hasn't worked. I've done with my health and fitness. I've tried, but it hasn't worked. I've done with my relationships. I've tried, but it hasn't worked. Doesn't mean you don't care. It just means you're willing to hand them over to something that will produce much better results, the results that you actually want. If you want to go deeper with this, like I said, I do offer my services. I do offer coaching. We do offer support around that, be able to move all the blocks out of the way to receiving any kind of support. Even if you're going, I don't really need coaching, you've got nothing to lose by having a conversation with me, and just having the conversation may open your eyes to something new, a different way of being and doing things, so that you can experience life on a much greater level, the level that you're meant to experience it on. The question is, how's it worked out for you so far, doing it your way? What resistance have you got to letting somebody else or something else into your life to support you? Why is that resistance there? Could you let it go just to see what happens? You'll be blown away by the results that happen. Like I said, this is the perfect example of it. Before this video, I had nothing. Matt couldn't think of anything to say on this video. So he was like, right, I'm going to move out of the way. Spirit came through, God came through, life came through, whatever it is that's coming through, it's working through me. And boom, 20 minutes bang on of life has come through me, and Matt's got another daily video done. I'm proof of allowing God to work through you, life to work through you, spirit to work through you, the universe to work through you. And then you receive on that level too. For me, there's no better way to live. I can't live any better. I couldn't even come close. If I was doing it by myself and thinking about how to live, I wouldn't even come. And I've tried, and I've missed the mark by miles when I've done it. But when I've allowed support, whether it's coaching or, like I said, God, spirit, universe, whether angels, when I've allowed support in, it's just got better and better. So another question to ask is, how good am I willing to allow it to be? And what are my blocks to allowing it to being so good? There's another thing for you. That's it for me today. I am out. If you want to go deeper, you want to talk to me, matt@coachmattsmith.com. Send me an email, and we can hook up and just have a conversation. The first conversation, completely complimentary, completely free, whatever word works for you. I do that for everybody that wants one, that is willing to move their life forwards, not that just wants to chat and to moan about their situation, that they're willing to move their life forwards, and they're open to maybe a different way of being, a different way of doing, and a different way of receiving and experiencing this life. That's it for me today. Thank you very much for watching. I'll speak to you soon.